Knows credit. The game ain't dead. Numbers in the green. Stay ahead. Stack it up. Don't break the thread. Gregg knows credit. That's what he said. APL lurking, a shark in the deep.
Welcome to Gregg Knows Credit. Thank you for coming. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to be notified anytime I drop a video. All right, so today, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about due dates versus statement dates, okay? This is what I want you to do after you finish watching this video, is to call your credit card company and ask them, when is your statement date? Okay, I'm telling you that before I tell you what this video is about. Here, the reason why I'm saying this is this. Let's just use your due date is the 1st, okay? The 1st of every month. And no, we're gonna say the 29th. We're gonna say your card is due on the 29th of every month. You like, okay, I always make sure I pay my bills on time, right? So you always paying it on the 28th or the 29th. You pay it on time, boom, boom, boom. But you got $1,000 credit card. A lot of people, they like to pay the minimum payments, okay? We're gonna talk about that, all right? We don't do minimum payments. Minimum payments, they just fillers. Unless you absolutely have to, and you in a real bad situation and you just want to make sure you don't hurt your credit, then you make a minimum payment. But outside of that, make the biggest payment you can. So let's say you got $1,000 credit card and it's due on the 29th and you paying it on the 29th all the time. Now, but let's say you use $900 of the 1,000. So you only got $100 left. So if you've used 90%, you have 90% utilization on that credit card. So what would you do? A lot of people would say, well, my minimum payment is $35. So I'm going to pay that on the 29th. They're not late, but they're going to get interest. It's going to show that they use 90% of their credit card and the score is going to drop way down, okay? So if your score was 750, if you use 90% of your credit, it's probably going to drop to about 665 or something like that, because you've used so much, and that's 30%. The credit utilization is 30% of your credit, right? Now, the way that you really want to do it is like this. You, first of all, like I said, you call your creditor and you ask them, when is your statement date? Your statement date is usually 4 to 5 days before your due date. So if your due date is on the 29th, your statement date could probably be the 24th, 25th, or something like that. But if you call your bank, they'll let you know, right? And they'll say, okay, your statement date is on the 24th. So what you would want to do if you've used $900 of your $1,000 card, what you would want to do on the 23rd or 22nd is you would want to pay that $900 off, or as close as you possibly can, $850, if whatever, right? But you make that big lump sum payment, because the statement date is the next day. The next day, the statement comes out. Once you make that big lump sum payment, the statement shows that you no longer owe $900 on a $1,000 card. It shows that you owe $100, or you owe $150, or $100 or $150 on a $1,000 card. So now your score doesn't take this plummet from 750 to 665. It might go from 750 to 743 or something like that, but it's not going to take that big plummet. But the reason why this happens is because you're paying on the date of, or the day before, or whatever, but you can't do that. You want to know the statement date. If you pay before the statement date, after the statement date, you can start using the money again, right? So the statement date on the 24th, even though the due date is on the 29th, the statement already came out. So on the 26th, 27th, if you need to use that card again, you can. And it won't drop your score, because it's not going to report again until next month around the 24th, around that statement date, when it reports again. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the way that you play the credit utilization game. Find out what your statement dates are, make the big lump sum payment before the statement date, and then you can use your money again. Once the statement comes out, you can start using it, and it'll show all your cards are paid down, right? Now your card is paid down. And I got more game on that too, but I'm not even gonna go into that in this video. For this video, is just to show you how to keep your utilization down and how to trick the system to keep your score where you need it to be by finding out what your statement date is and making a lump sum payment before the statement date. And then after the statement comes out, then you can use the money again. So with that being said, it's your boy Gregg Knows Credit, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Swipe the card and sang a hymn, metallic choir. Gregg knows credit, building empire, digits dance, accounts on fire, cash flow flipping like a gymnast high, late nights, glow of the screen, FICO climbing, chasing the dream, interest rates, they scheme and gleam, bankers plotting, sipping caffeine. Gregg knows credit, the game ain't dead, numbers in the green, stay ahead, stack it up, don't break the thread. Gregg knows credit, that's what he said. APL lurking, a shark in the deep. Gregg stay woke, never caught asleep. Testing in hand, no secrets to keep. Dead snowball rolling, pockets reap. Balance transfer, shuffle the deck. Credit limit.